Call 433-2000 for a free bankruptcy DVD. In a jam? Call Sam, 433-2000.
All right, guys, I gotta go back to work. Okay? Hi, I'm Sam Benevento. I've been practicing bankruptcy law since 1989. Just before that, I was in the gaming industry, and I decided to go back to law school in '86. I've been doing bankruptcies now for 22 years. It's what I love to do. And I think the reason that I decided that this settled into the bankruptcy niche is because I had tried different areas of law, and I found that I got a very high client satisfaction with bankruptcies. People a lot of times were nervous. Most people don't want to file bankruptcy, but when the situation calls for it, and they do, they usually get a tremendous amount of relief. So I really feel like we really can help people. This past 3 or 4 years have been very trying. It's actually obviously a very good time to be a bankruptcy lawyer, but it's also a very trying time because of the terrible economy, and a lot of people come in and they're feeling pretty hopeless, and we do our best to help them. But bankruptcy is not right for everybody, and we try to be honest and to give them the best advice we can under the circumstances. And I think we do a good job. This office here, you know, I like it. We try to make it homey. It's comfortable. Our staff is young, and they're all just kind of nice people, very competent, but also very, you know, nice and warm. So I think we try to mix work with kind of a sense of family. We built the office in '97. It was an older home that we kind of gutted and remodeled, and been here ever since.
With mounting bills and upside down on their home, the Weisses are facing medical issues.
The medical conditions that I have, we just can't be without insurance.
Being forced into early retirement and foreclosure on their home. They're hoping that Martin can save their assets and their savings.
Well, how's that going to affect, like, our savings and my IRA?
And Mrs. Weiss wants the harassing phone calls to stop.
What about the harassing phone calls we get?
The harassing phone calls need to stop. You're currently represented by counsel under the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. They're not allowed to contact you directly anymore, and you need to log any repeat phone calls from creditors.
But how do they know?
You tell them. You tell them that you are represented by Martin Probilski and Sam Benevento at Robertson Benevento. Give them our phone number, and we will tell them that they just need to move on with their lives because you're going into bankruptcy. Okay? And I understand you were in a personal injury? You're in a car accident?
Right.
And you've already hired counsel, correct?
I did.
Okay,
Right.
what stage are you guys in?
I don't know. Towards the end, I just haven't received any payment for it yet.
How much do you think you're gonna get?
$30,000.
We get a $16,150 exemption. Anything you receive above that may be considered property of the estate, which would mean it'd be paid over to the trustee to pay your creditors back, which may not be a bad deal if you guys end up having to pay back most of your creditors. It'll just reduce the time in the plan. Okay?
Well, how's that going to affect, like, our savings and my IRA and that kind of stuff?
Well, your IRA and your PERS, ma'am, are both exempt. So retirement accounts are fully exempt, up to $500,000 in the state of Nevada.
Oh, great.
So those are fully protected, and in fact, you'll want to leave those assets as they are. Don't change the nature of them at any point in time without contacting me first.
What about my military pension?
Well, your military pension...
Is that exempt as well?
Well, your income from that is an ongoing income. So you get a monthly payment. It's seen a lot like, you know, a salary or a wage. The way it's treated is it helps calculate the amount of your plan payment, but it's not like a seizable asset. The trustee cannot take your right to future payments under your retirement.
Okay.
Because it's like a wage. The one thing that you want to keep in mind is the savings account. I know you guys have about close to $8,000 in there right now, correct? Well, the good thing is that a little bit that'll be eaten up with attorney's fees. So some of that you'll have to pay today to help get your case filed. So some of that'll go, and then the remaining balance, you probably have another $6,000 or so, but you can go and pay those things that you need to pay right now. Things like your car insurance, buying dry goods for the house, replacing that couch that has needed to be replaced for the last 10 years that you've been going without because you've been trying to make your bills. okay? So you go and take care of as much of those necessities as possible. The remaining balance we can exempt under one of the Nevada codes that we get to refer back to your income and exempt a big portion of it. And we can clean up the rest with a wild card, which is a freebie exemption for anything. All right, guys, this is your roadmap. This is a document we've created for you to help ease you through the process, to tell you what you need to do from here until whenever your case is complete, okay?
Okay.
So first thing is the highlighted box here goes around everything that you need to do before we file your case next Friday. Okay, the first thing is you have a credit counseling class that you have to do before you file your bankruptcy. You also want to review your credit report, make sure all your creditors are listed. I've also included a copy of your credit report here. So you'll go over that and make sure everybody's in there. We need at least names and addresses of every debt that you owe, so you'll want to go through this and make sure everybody's there. Most commonly omitted debts are medical debts. Doctors a lot of times don't report to your credit until you're substantially delinquent through a credit agency, okay?
Okay.
So it's important to do that. If you fail to actually notice the creditors, they don't get discharged. It costs additional to file additional creditors after you file, okay? So that's all you have to do before we file your case next week. You're going to want to call our office after we file to get your case number, the date of your one meeting with the court, and the name of your trustee.
Do we have to go to court?
You do have to go to court.
You don't do that for us?
Well, we go with you.
Okay.
Because there's actually several meetings for Chapter 13. The first one is the meeting of creditors. That's where you actually meet your trustee. The trustee's going to ask you questions about your financial affairs and things, and just object to some of the things in the case that they'd like to see a little different based on getting as much money out of you as possible.
And what does the trustee actually do?
Well, they're appointed by the court and the United States to supervise your case.
Oh.
Basically, your creditors aren't cost incentivized to participate in the bankruptcy to the point to actually hire an attorney and review your case. So the trustee was created to keep us honest and make sure everything's done right. So they're like an independent...
Like a referee.
Yeah, kind of like a referee, but they lean a little towards the creditor side.
Creditor side.
That's how they get paid, is they get 10% of any payments made through the court, so.
Okay.
What they're going to do, though, is they're going to create something called a trustee's opposition with recommendation for dismissal. It's filed in each and every Chapter 13 in this district, okay? So when you get it, don't freak out. It's routine. It's going to have a list of things they want us to do to get your plan approved with the court.
And we'll get that in the mail after we file?
You'll get that in the mail actually after your meeting of creditors.
Okay.
Because they create it while you're sitting there at your meeting of creditors.
Oh, okay.
Okay? After that meeting, we'll get your plan confirmed. We'll be looking for opportunities to object to claims, or if anything changes in your financial affairs, and you can always come back in and see us, okay? Mm-hmm. Do you have any other questions about what your remaining responsibilities are?
We're going to get to have this to keep.
This is your copy. So when you get home and you have all those questions, you're like, ah, my head hurts. What all did he tell me today? Yeah. You just go back over this, read step by step, and it walks you through the entire process. And don't be afraid to give us a call, okay?
Very good. I feel a lot better now. After meeting with Mr. Probilski, he definitely was thorough and outlined all of what's going to happen and where we need to go from here. It's not the best option, but it's going to be a lot better than where we were. And I just feel a lot of relief from this meeting today.
It takes a load off of our shoulder, and I feel really confident in it.
Yeah. We've got a plan now on how we can move forward, and this is going to really be what we needed, I think.
The Weisses have filed Chapter 13. If Mrs. Weiss gets laid off, they might qualify for a Chapter 7, reducing the amount that they owe. Stay tuned and find out what happens when we catch up with the Weisses 7 months later on Real Bankruptcy.
Sam, there's a lady on the phone. She says it's an emergency. She's got a trustee sale set for her house tomorrow.
All right, what line she got?
She's on 1.
Hello?
Hi, my name is Danielle. I actually have a sale date set for tomorrow on my house, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do.
Do you have like a notice of trustee sale? Is that what you got?
I do.
Okay. You have that in your hand?
I do.
Okay. What time is the sale?
10 a.m. tomorrow morning.